And welcome back. This will be our men's 2024 NCAA Indoor Championship recap. I apologize in advance that the videos for men and women have to be split up. Unfortunately, I'm learning the hard way that you can't have a really long video, and even though it wasn't super long, I was not able to merge them, or when I tried to have one full video, I couldn't do it. So if I'm a little tired on this one, forgive me, but I'm still going to be excited because we had a great meet. So, in this recap, I do want to first highlight what a great weekend of track and field we had. In Boston, you had the New Balance Indoor Nationals for the high schoolers. There also was the Nike Indoor Nationals for high schoolers in New York. And then you had all the divisions of NCAA competing. So, this was a big championship weekend. But we'll focus here on Division One, and we'll start with our first leg. And in this recap, I'm going to compare how I did in regards to my preview predictions. And so the team title, I thought it was going to be Arkansas men and Arkansas women, but it was Texas Tech men and Arkansas women. So I was 1 for 2 there. For Texas Tech, the sprinters led the way. And it's been a while since we've seen a sprint program predominantly win. Granted, Florida is a great sprint program, but they have great jumpers. They have great throwers. They've also relied on their middle distance to carry. Um, and in this instance, it was primarily Texas Tech's sprinters and hurdlers who lived up to the hype. And on the Arkansas women's side, they were able to score in multiple areas on the track, but their 400 runners did a lot of heavy lifting. And we'll just talk about that in our women's recap, but in this one, mainly for men, kudos to Texas Tech. And I think the meet MVPs, I'm going to put two for the men. I think it's a tie between Nico Young of Northern Arizona and Terrence Jones of Texas Tech. Both walked away as double champions and are a highlight of this meet. But hats off to those two young men for great performances. And we'll get to our second leg, which will be the sprints and hurdles. We'll start right away. I was wrong out the gate. With the 60 and the 200, I did not predict what took place. For the 60, I had Travis Williams of USC, and for the 200, I had Robert Gregory of Florida, and neither one of them won. And it was Terrence Jones of Texas Tech who won both. He had a great performance in both. Although he did not have the mark he wanted in the 60-meter dash, he ran a 6.54. He had the performance he wanted. He is the defending champion, and he lived up to the hype. In the 200, I really did think it was going to be Gregory. And it looked for a minute there that Wanye McCoy was going to catch him, Wanye McCoy, Florida, but it seemed to be injured towards the end and wasn't able to finish. He is a very tall sprinter, so I'm curious to see what becomes of him this outdoor season for Florida. In the 400-meter dash, if you had any doubts about Christopher Morales Williams of Georgia, they were removed. He should be the world record holder, but because of the blocks, he is not. But 44.67, another sub 45 performance. I think he is going to be one of the next big stars in this event, and I'm really curious to see how he performs come outdoor season. 44.67 is no slouch. Hats off also to Ahmad Robinson of Texas A&M. 44.91. Glad to see him back. He was known for running that phenomenal anchor leg for Stephen F. Austin a couple years ago. He's now at Texas A&M, running very well. In the hurdles, it was a surprise there. So right now, if you're keeping, I'm 0 for 2 in the 60 and 200. I did get the one in the 400, and I'm 0 for here in the 60 hurdles. I did not pick Caleb Dean of Texas Tech to win it, but he did win it. I did pick Johnny Brackets of USC, who finished second, and did stumble at the end there, but Caleb Dean found a way to win and give Texas Tech 10 huge team points. Brackets did finish second, 7.58 to Dean 7.57. And our final sprinter that we'll talk about is the 4x4 relay, because I was actually not shocked at all that Arizona State won. I did predict them to do so. Well, finish in the medal contention. I thought Alabama, with their 3.026 early in the year that got wiped away at the SEC meet, they were going to find a way to win it. They did not. Arizona State ran a new season best, 3.0235, and Florida 3.0253, both season bests. Really pleased with Florida's effort because they came to fight towards the end, but Arizona State was just too much. And I think it'll be similar come outdoor season. Actually think Arizona State's going to do much better come outdoor season. But so will Florida, but I'm going to stick with those who won, and that's Arizona State. Moving to the distance events, there were quite a few surprises here. My pick for the 800, Yusuf Bizimana of Texas. Unfortunately, he did not show up here. He was not the champion. He did not even make it out of the semifinals, and I was really disappointed. Just didn't seem to have it here this weekend. And it was Rivaldo Marshall of Iowa, formerly of Indian Hills Community College by way of Jamaica, who found a way to win. He was our lone sub 147 800 runner, 146.97. But hats off to Rivaldo Marshall of Iowa, giving Iowa their first champion in that event indoors. In the mile, my prediction did come through. I picked Luke Hauser of Washington to win it, and he was able to win it. Luke, no one ran sub 4 minutes in this mile, by the way. Hauser ran a 4:01.72. Adam Spencer of Wisconsin 4:01.92. There was some jostling in this race. However, that's to be expected. It's a championship meet, and you're going to bump and run into some people. But hats off to Luke Hauser and Washington again, proving themselves to be the premier program of milers. And then Nico Young, this elated me so much to see him finally get those national titles, winning the 3K and 5K as I predicted. Hats off to him. He, has been been in the moment, but not holding that trophy. And now he has it. He's the champion. He's also an NCAA record holder. This year seems to be just coming together for him. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does outdoors. And another prediction that I got right was the DMR. I did predict Oklahoma State to win. I knew they were going to have fresh legs. Shope ran at 3:55 anchor split. He was outstanding for Oklahoma State. And this is an event they just know how to win. They're the record holders. They've been very consistent the past couple of years, either been the champion or been close. What a great meet for them. Really, really impressed with that strong group. And then moving on to our anchor leg and our preview discussion, we'll talk about the field events. And this is where things get really interesting. So if we're keeping score, I got two wrong three wrong in the sprints. Oh, no, I take it back. I got four wrong. 6,200, 60 hurdles, and 4x4. So out of 5 events, I went 1 for 4. In the distance events, I went mile, 3K, 5K, and DMR, so I was 4 or 5. So that's 5 out of 10. So 50% right so far. Moving into the field, I did pick high jumper Romaine Beckford of Arkansas to win it. 7 feet 5. He had a great meet, and Arkansas had a great meet in the high jump. We'll talk more about that in our next video in regards to the women's side. And I know what you're thinking. What does that mean? You should know. But great performance by Romaine Beckford. I think he'll have a great outdoor season also. He had a great outdoor season last year, and that's what got him to be transferred to Arkansas. And I'm curious to see, what does he do outdoor? Is it 7'7"? Is it 7'8"? Remains to be seen. But what a great season he's had. And a shocker here for me was Keaton Daniel of Kentucky. Even though he was number 1 ranked, I thought it'd be Hunter Garrison of Akron, who did not have a height. But Keaton Daniel led the way here and came away with the national title. Hats off to him. And I did pick Wayne Pennick of Arkansas to win the long jump. He did 27 feet, 6'3¼ inches. Whew, I think he is going to be a name that we mention come Paris. I know he has a tough Jamaican trials, but I think he is the guy. I think Kerry McLeod, his former teammate, is no slouch, but I think that Wayne Pennick is the guy, and I think he'll step it up even more come this outdoor season. And I'm elated for this next event, the triple jump, because I predicted that he was ready. I did this in the preview video. I said Russell Robinson of Miami. And this preview I'm talking about is the conference championship preview. And I said that he was ready to win the ACC title over Jeremiah Davis. He's been in his shadow for too long. He did not win it there, but he won it here in the most important meet with a PR, a 55-foot jump to win the NCAA title in the men's triple jump. Russell Robinson of Miami, 16.76 meters. Hats off to that young man. I was elated to see that. And Jeremiah Davis had a great mark, 54 feet, 5.5 inches, 16.6 meters for third. And Luke Brown of Kentucky was second. In the shot put, no surprise, I got this right. Tariq Robinson O'Hagan of Ole Miss was the victor here. He just keep pumping out great throwers. And he's only a sophomore. And he led a 1-2-3 SEC sweep. And I think it'll be that way for a while because there's a lot of talented throwers in the SEC. They're going to be around for a long while. In the weight throw, it was another prediction for me. Kenneth Ikiji of Harvard. Yeah, so Harvard, man, another championship, a win for Harvard. They had a pretty solid weekend as a program. Not an 80-foot throw, but 79 feet 9 and some change. He stepped up when we needed him to. And great performance by Ikiji for bringing home a national title to Harvard in the weight throw. In the heptathlon, Leo Nussbauer of Texas is our champion. A personal best, but I will admit that I was not fully excited about his performance because I expected more in certain areas. He came away with only one victory out of seven, and that wasn't even on the track. But he did score well overall. The events that I was a little kind of was the 60 hurdles and the 60-meter dash. I expected more out of him. I thought he would perform better in the 60, and I certainly thought he would perform better in the hurdles. And I think come outdoors, he'll be even better because I think he's more suited for the decathlon events than he is for the heptathlon events. But great win by him. He scored a whopping total of 6,347 points. Again, that is a personal best for him. And that is our preview for the men's side. We were treated to a great meet. Again, the team title, hats off to Texas Tech. A good old fashioned but whooping and a lot of championship winning. They were victors of three events and they had no slouches in the 4x4. They finished fourth overall. I think they'll be competitive come outdoor season. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at Texas Relays because they're going to get an opportunity to compete in a different way than they did outdoors, or indoors rather. So I'm curious to see what happens come this outdoor. I'm curious to see what it looks like because Caleb D may have a little more rest. He ran a 46-1 split, but I thought, well, had he been a little bit healthier or had a little, and not healthy as injured, but had more rest because he competed in three events in 90 minutes, which is a lot. I don't care if it is 60 meters. That's a lot still. And come outdoors, he'll have had some time to rest by the time the 4x4 comes along. So I think he's going to be like a Grant Holloway, and he's going to do the high hurdles and run both relays. I think he certainly earned his way on that in that that 4x1, but he's going to definitely be on that 4x4. So look for Texas Tech to possibly have an even stronger outdoor team. And I think we're in for a treat outdoor season. So this is the first week. I'm not expecting any major noise to happen, but it should be a nice meet for those we didn't see compete at the championship because there are some who waited because it's an Olympic year. So we'll be seeing and hearing a lot of these names again, but later on in the season. And that is our video and our recap on the men's side. So please like, subscribe, share, feedback, whether positive or negative. I am happy to receive it. Please provide it to me. And I'll see you next time for the women's recap.